Got party on the bottom, fancy on the top. Party on the bottom, fancy on the top. Let's go. Just got back home. Look at this. This is what it looks like after you wake up at 6 a.m. to do your makeup and you're gone for the day. It's really not that messy. But honey, this, what in the heck? Gotta get myself together. Just a little bit. If I brush too hard, the weave will come off, y'all. You see this rat's nest back here? Look at that rat's nest. You might be like, use another brush. This brush is like tearing you apart. Well, I love this brush. It's the bomb. Gets all my tangles out. Now it's like so fluffy. Yeah, look at that now. You know when you have long hair, it just gets so ratty in the back. Like, that's why so many girls, when their hair is long, or if guys grow their hair out and it just gets too long, they're like, bump it. Shaving my head. That's extreme, but cutting it. You know what I mean? Hey girl, what's up? I'm so happy that you're here. So I have been thinking about this video for some time, and I feel like it's much needed because every time I do my makeup or I'm working with a client, one of the biggest things I get asked is, like, how should you contour? How should you sculpt? My nose looks like this. My face shape looks like this. You know, it's that, right? We're not all identical. And I just was like, man, like, we really need something on my channel that's gonna, you know, answer these questions. So that's what I'm here to do today. So I'm really gonna focus on the nose, and I think that this is gonna be so cool. It's really gonna help you a lot in your makeup game. You know, my goal is to make sure you are flawless and polished and you just feel so confident and beautiful with your look that, you know, you are the everyday woman, right? You're either a boss babe, you know, or you're just running your home. You're on vacation on the weekend, whatever you're doing, your look goes with you, you know? So I want you to really master this. And hopefully you find this very helpful, that you're like, hey, my friend can use this, or one of my clients can use this. Then, hey, that's super cool. So share this if it's very helpful, and comment below because I want to read your comments and talk to you about it. But whenever you do these looks, it's really, really awesome to see them on Instagram or Facebook. But Instagram is a great place because I can search the hashtag and then I can see that I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, you put it out there. It's so good. I like to reshare it on my stories. And I do like to highlight you on my channel. So when you do make a look and you feel very good about it, take a selfie, stand in front of the window, you know, get some good light, or in front of your, you know, cute mirror and all that stuff, whatever it is. If you have a ring light as well, yeah, take a picture and share it. So are you ready to dig in? Let's go ahead and do this together. All right, so we're gonna start with doing the nose. We're gonna start with this concealer, this contouring stick, which is, I think it's Sculpted number 1. Yep, Sculpted number 1. If you can see that, I'm not sure. But it's a really good color for my skin tone. And then there's Sculpted number 2, which is really great as well. Okay, we're doing a triangle nose. I have concealer and I have Sculpted number 1. These are great products. And then I have my cream brush. So that's what we're going to use. So for a triangle nose, which is a little bit wider on the end and it's a little bit thinner up here in the bridge, then what you want to do is you want to highlight right up here in the inner corners. Okay, just like so. Another big thing is understanding that light pushes out and dark pushes in. So really when you're highlighting this, it's really popping this out. And then when you are just going here on the tip of your nose, it's thinning up the tip of your nose. And it's drawing that and sculpting that, and it's really highlighting here. So if you have a triangle nose, this is how you want to shape and contour your nose. The next nose we're going to talk about is a bulbous nose. And I know that sounds like, what is that? If you've never heard of that, but it is when the tip of your nose is a lot larger, almost like a round ball on your nose. And so this is what you're going to look for if you are trying to define your nose. So what you want to do, especially since the tip of your nose is a lot larger, you want to end up taking your contour right up here into your brows. Contour this here really well. Get right here on the tip of your nose, thin that out. And it's so funny because I was trying to define my nose and I'm like, I think this is what I have. I don't know. I was like, I think I fall into every category. Do y'all feel like that sometimes? Okay. And then you take your highlight and it's going to go right in the center. Again, the light pushes out and the dark pushes in. So when you are doing this to your nose, you're drawing attention to the bridge right here and you're really sculpting these areas. So you're thinning these out. Okay. So this is for if you have a bulbous nose. The next nose we're going to do is a crooked nose. So if you notice that you look straight on at the mirror and your nose just kind of leans to one side. So for example, if you just kind of have like this little nudge, right? And you're like, it's going this way, right? So it's just slanted off a teeny bit and it bothers you, right? These are things when it just drives you nuts and you're like, I just really want to correct it. So I want to show you right here. Just go ahead and take your contour and you want to create the illusion that your nose is not crooked. So what you want to do is you want to follow the line. If your nose starts to go towards like the right at this part, just go down. Don't follow the line of how your nose is naturally grown. Or if like, you know, typically it's because you were in an accident or something's happened where it's knocked it. And it hasn't obviously grown back straight. And so to correct it is really having surgery. So to avoid that, let's do this. And then unless it's affecting your breathing, okay, but go right here and go up into the brow and go right here and go down and create that straight line because now your nose is going straight in and honestly, don't even take it right there. Just keep going straight down. Okay, right there. And then your nose is creating this new natural shape with some makeup and contour. Cheaper way than surgery. So this is for a crooked nose. Now we're going to talk about a heavy nose. So a heavy nose is when your nose really tends to just seem as though it's carrying this weight and it pulls down. It almost even pulls down where you can just see it like almost going over your lip. Do you know what I mean? Not insanely going over your lip, but you know what I'm saying. Like it just seems like it has a heavier weight on it. So for a heavy nose, what we want to do is we want to draw attention not on that part. We want to go ahead and take your lighter concealer and we want to highlight right here in between your brows and the start of the top of your nose. So go ahead and take it all through here. And we're going to really highlight up here and bring attention here. So it really, this with it blended into your foundation, looks really nice. And just grab the tip of your nose. Just highlight the tip there. And a lot of this is just going to deepen. Right there. And this is if you have a heavier nose. Now we're going to talk about if you have a thinner nose. So your nose is very thin and you want to widen it up. Remember, light brings attention, dark brings in. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just lighten up the sides of your nose. So lighten up right through here. And that came in a little too close. Let's just do a little bit of this. And thicken up your nose. So the middle of your nose is going to be either like the natural color of your skin tone or even like your foundation. And then right down your nose, lighten that up. So then the center of your nose is darker. That'll thicken up your nose. And right here will bring a little bit of thickness because of the lighter concealer will thicken up your nose. So if you have a thinner nose, this is what you want to do. If you have a wider nose, then this is what you're going to do. So your nose tends to be a little bit thicker right through here. So you just want to shrink it up. So remember, the dark pushes in, the light will bring attention to it, bring it out. So we're going to take right here on the wider part of your nose, take your contour a little bit down, and we're going to take it right here on this corner as well. And take it down. All right, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna highlight the center of your nose. So now you're gonna highlight right in the center, and that's gonna draw attention only right there, and then right on the sides, you're gonna end up carrying that down a little bit and right on there, and then that's gonna thin up your nose. So if you have a wider nose, this is what you do. So I've been using eye makeup remover and this cloth to clean off my nose in between each application. Hands down the best. And I've been using my Beige N150 in my blender to go ahead and set my nose back. I'm going to go ahead and show you my favorite way to contour my nose in just a second. So stay tuned for that. My favorite way is to really take my nose like it's wider. This is my natural nose. It's not super wide. It's not super narrow. I think it's pretty much in between. It's a good normal nose. I'm very happy with it. But what I do like to do is I do like to treat it like it is a wider nose. So I take my contour all the way down the side of my nose. I take it in just like this to thin up the sides. You see this in a lot of my videos. I either take this or I take a powder. I also go ahead and carry it up into my eyebrows to go ahead and give a really good shape to my nose. I take it all the way to the tip. And then I take my highlight right down the center of my nose here. And then I blend it all together and let the magic happen. And I like to also, right here, I don't really have a large, like, nostrils. So I just like to define them a teeny bit, just to give a little definition right here in my nostrils. And that way it kind of gives my nose a little bit of a I take my nostrils also with a little bit of my highlight, and I take it and I highlight right here on my nose, which is really my nostrils, and I take it right there. And then I take it all the way down to the tip. So I really just sculpted a whole nose. That's my favorite way to do my nose. So now I'm gonna blend it and show you those results. I take my blender and I just run them all together. Not always my preference, but it is sometimes what I end up doing. I do typically end up going back and I layer over it, and I'll show you that in just a second. But I just take my beauty blender and I just add a little bit of pressure. I'm not rubbing the colors like this. I'm just adding some pressure, as you can see. And then I'm going to take it here on this side, add a little pressure, as you can see. And I already had on makeup on my face. And then I take it on the sides here. And go all the way up into my brow. Take it all the way around there. Then I flip my blender. I'll either do the other side of the tip or I'll do this end, whatever I prefer. Getting a ton of noise. And there we go. This is my favorite way to contour my nose. Not everybody has a preference. Some people don't even contour their nose. I like to contour mine because I feel like it just, boom, sculpts me, honey, shapes me, snatches. That's what I'm into. So yeah, this is my favorite way to do my nose. And this is what it looks like when it's blended. So when you're blending your contour and your highlight together, I really recommend not kind of doing this number all the way over. Treat it as though you're not trying to mix paint. Focus on blending a section at a time. Work on another section. Blend it all through so you're not making a mess and you don't have to start all the way over. That's a lot easier. So I hope that you found that this tutorial was helpful for you. Again, I love reading your comments. I love seeing that you share my things on social media because I know that it's helpful. So thanks for hanging out with me, and hang out with me every Tuesday and Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So I cannot wait to see you in my next video.